This is Jermaine reporting for the Pound for Pound Boxing Show. I'm joined by WBA bantamweight world champion Jamie Mitchell. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. How are you, sir?
I'm very well. I'm very well. Thank you for taking time to join me, Jamie. Jamie, it's it's been a while now since you became world champion, coming over to the UK and beating Shannon Courtenay in the backyard to become the WBA bantamweight world champion. I want to ask you, how's things been since that night?
Been pretty good. A lot of calmness. We just continuing to work hard. We still putting out the output, but we're just sharpening our tools and working on things with me and my coach Dewey Cooper here in Las Vegas.
Brilliant, brilliant. So let's talk a bit about. I want to ask you, how did it feel when you first heard your name and the new, and you announced you announced champion? What was the first feelings when you heard
It was
your
like
name?
I felt like thank God, you know what I mean? Like thank God because you know going out there and getting robbed obviously is a big possibility, but I also felt like, I knew I was gonna win the second I signed the contract back in June. So I wasn't too shocked or anything like that. And then, I just felt good and happy.
Yeah, brilliant. I want to talk to you a bit. How did you first feel when you, or what was your opinions towards when Shannon didn't make weight and had to relinquish a world title? Can you
Oh,
hear me?
honestly, I knew she wasn't on weight. Like when I first seen her got there on I believe Sunday. And I looked at her, I was like, she's big as hell. Like, there's no way that she's even 120, 121 or whatever the grace period was that they gave us. Um, so when I saw that she didn't make weight, I wasn't surprised.
Mm. Do you think like, a lot of people? She's come under a lot of criticism for that. A lot of people saying that she lacked class, and she should have knew that she was gonna be going through those problems before the fight, and it wasn't very professional in the way she dealt with it. Would you agree with those comments?
Um, I'm also a female, so I have my time of the month too. And I've been in the fight game for a minute. I had over 50 something amateur fights, and it seemed like I was on my menstrual cycle every time I had a tournament. So, and I always made the 112-pound weight that was required of me. So, you know, to me, it's just like ridiculous, because I'm sure, like me, other females in the sport has menstrual cycles as well, and so it's just about being professional, and being professional to me means doing it even when you don't feel like it. So, if you're on your period, whatever is this case in her case, that to me, nobody wants to hear about how you feel in a fight game. Nobody cares. You're professional, and there's more to it than just getting paid. So it's just real fighters in any weight divisions that got to just clear. They got to clean out the division. They got to separate the real from the fake, and that's how I felt about it.
Yeah. Did that give you incentive to go out there and win even more so when that happened?
No, no, it didn't give me no incentive. I mean, no, it didn't give me any incentive though. I knew what I came out there to do, so it was just more confirmation, like you know what I mean, as far as what I thought of her.
Yeah. So let's talk a bit. I want to talk a bit about, for viewers who don't know much about you, how you first got into boxing. Where did your journey first begin?
My way into boxing, I guess I had like little anger problems. That's what they call them, short fuse, whatever. So I always liked fighting, um, on the street. So I ended up getting into a street fight, back when I was like 16. Um, and I had broke a girl's jaw. And they were like asking me, why do I always fight? What can we do to make you stop fighting? So I told them that I wanted to box. So they put me in a boxing gym like the next day, and I fell in love with it, and I just been doing it ever since.
Brilliant. That's a great story. That's a really great story. Let's go back, obviously, to the night you became champion, and I want to talk a bit about after the fight, and I want to talk about a bit about Shannon Courtenay's reaction, especially after she was named, after you was named the champion, and you sat down with her, done an interview, post-fight interview with her, was critical, and said that you didn't win the fight. She won the fight. She thought she'd done enough to win the fight, and she didn't really give you the praise for your performance that night.
Mhm.
What's your feelings? And what's going through your head when she was talking a bit like that?
Um, Part of me was just like, that's Shannon. Obviously, that's just how she is. Um, and then it's just like, hey, going into the fight, I months before the fight, like maybe a month and a half before the fight, people were hitting my inbox from the UK begging me to beat the shit out of her. And I felt bad for Shannon. I'm not gonna lie, I felt bad for her because I'm like, God, Lee, what did she do to make these people not like her? But as the time went on, a week of me being in the UK, and me seeing her and seeing how she conducts herself and seeing her mouth and how she talks, I started seeing why people don't like her. So when I heard her, not giving me my respect, it didn't really bother me. I'm like, yo, that's Shannon, and that's just a fighter's mentality, I guess. I mean, me, I give people props. Like I want to show everybody, love and stuff like that. So I'm different. So I guess that's just how she is. But trying to take away my credibility and all that, that just is gonna make me want to hurt her more in a rematch. So she probably should have never done it because it's just gonna make it more unsafe for her next time that we fight.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there is a rematch clause. I want to ask you: have you heard anything from Eddie Hearn about when that fight might potentially happen?
Can you hear me?
Just about, yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you heard my last question. My question was: have you heard anything from Eddie Hearn and Matchroom regarding the rematch?
No, I haven't heard anything about Eddie Hearn or Matchroom about the rematch. I just know that it was in a rematch clause when I signed the contract, so I'm assuming that it's probably gonna happen.
About if you obviously if you do come through this rematch and you get the win and retain your title, with potential fights that could be out there waiting for you in the bantamweight division, potential unification fights and potential title defenses. And I'm going to go through a few names, a few fighters you could potentially fight. And if you can pick one of these names, which fighter stands out for you? I'm going to go through the list of fighters. You got a certain champion, Dina Forsland, who retained her title on the weekend. You got Maria Roman, Yulan Luna, Melissa Odessa Parker, Shannon O'Connell, Ebony Bridges. If you could, if you could potentially pick one of those fighters in a fight you could have next year in 2022, which one of those fighters would you pick?
Um, that's not really up to me. My job is to stay ready and stay in the gym and stay training, and I allow my manager to put that together for me. And I'm to not trying to be funny, but I really don't pay attention to everybody else. What I do is I just stay in the gym and I work. And then when an opportunity is presented to me, I take it.
But if you say you did retain your title, your war title, would you love a potential unification fight in the future?
Of course, yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant. I want to talk a bit about Saturday just gone. We had another American come over here and won a world title, and that's Alicia Baumgardner. Fantastic stoppage win, stopping Terry Harper, the
Yes.
undefeated Terry Harper, to become the WBC and IBO super featherweight champion. How do you rate her performance and how
Man, her performance was phenomenal. Like her performance was better than mine. Like, yo, she did awesome. Like myself, like my fight, I knew she was gonna go out there and do great things. So yeah, her performance was phenomenal. She got an A1. She got an A plus plus.
Yeah, it was a fantastic performance. I actually I spoke to her before that fight was made, and she said that she wanted
Uh-huh.
to come over here and fight in the UK. And she's a terrific fighter, and she actually said she was going to come over here and stop Terry Harper. A lot of people didn't believe
Hmm.
her, and she backed it up by getting a stoppage.
Yeah, I've noticed that about a lot of, UK fighters. They, they are for their home girl or their home guy. They don't, so. But yeah, she did phenomenal, and it's not as she says what she wants to do, and she does it. You know what I mean? It's not for nobody to believe, but now they know how she coming and how she moves. Her hands can sing, and now they know that.
Yeah, 100%. Uh, after she won the world titles, Michaela Mayer came on social media and was talking about saying that she wouldn't be able to do that to her, and
Hmm.
she congratulated her, but she said if that was her in the ring, Von Gardner. Could you see that fight happening sometime next year? If so, who do you think will win that fight?
Well, whenever that fight happens, that would definitely. I have to give it to my girl, the girl who won the fight just this past Saturday. Um, Definitely I see her winning. She just slick. She just got that style, that boxer puncher style, and she can give it up too. She can fight too if she has to. So people gonna talk and say what they gonna do, and oh yeah, if it was me, you wouldn't did it to me. It's like, yo, she a threat, so that's why they coming for her like that. But she'll beat whoever. It's her time right now. You know.
Yeah, 100%. I do agree. I want to talk a bit about another fight that's taking place this week in the women's division as well, and that's Kali Ray versus Jessica Kamara for another unification fights super lightweight. Are you
Uh-huh.
going to be watching this fight, and how excited are you for this fight, another fight in women's
Yeah, I'm
history?
definitely gonna watch the fight. I'm definitely excited for the fight. Yeah.
You watch Chantel Cameron's title defense against Mary McGee, and what did you think of her performance that night?
Um. I was, I thought, the American was gonna take it, but I got to get a respect to, the winner and stuff like that. You know what I mean? She did a good job, so got to give it to her.
Yeah. And we got a certain
But
Clarissa
I think
Shield.
McGee did put up a good fight, though. McGee did put up a good fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she made a few fans over here in the UK for her performance. She showed a lot of heart, uh, kept coming forward and gave it her all. And she won a few UK fans over here based on her performance. So
Yeah,
yeah, she done good. She done good.
yeah.
I want to talk a bit about a certain Clarissa Shields who's going to be coming over here fighting in the UK for the first time as a professional. And she's going to be fighting on the boxer.
When is that fight gonna be happening with Clarissa coming out there?
Carissa's Carissa's coming over here December the 11th. She's going to be fighting in Cardiff in the UK. She's going to be defending, announcing a fight between her and Savannah
Sit
Marshall.
in the back.
Obviously, they fought in amateur. So, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So basically, Carissa Shaw's gonna be fighting over here in the UK on December the 11th, defending her world titles, and potentially put her in a match against Savannah Marshall sometime next year. Can you
Hmm.
see? Can you see Carissa coming over here, making a big statement, and then potentially fighting Savannah and winning against Savannah next year?
Yeah, you guys gotta understand. Like Clarissa, not a little girl anymore. She's not a little kid no more. She's since that fight with Savannah Marshall, she hasn't lost. I mean, who cares about the MMA fight that she had? She stepped her game up and she learned from that. I mean, she hasn't lost since. And on top of that, she was a kid, and she went and did a lot more than Savannah Marshall did after that fight. So I definitely see, Clarissa got a point to prove with that one. She got a real big point to prove, and I don't think that's gonna be a good look for Savannah Marshall. Yes, I do see her coming to the UK next year. I see that fight happening for her, and I also see Clarissa being victorious.
Yeah. How exciting is it for you to be part of this generation of women's boxing? Because women's boxing at the moment is booming. It's getting big and better as as we go on. So how good is it for you to be part of this generation of fighters?
It's great, man. It's awesome to be a part of it. You know what I mean? Have my name in a conversation with other women in the sport. It's a nice thing, and I cherish it.
Yeah. And as a fighter like Clarissa, with her achievements she's achieved in the sport, does that give you motivation to go on and achieve just the same thing as her?
Well, I mean, Clarissa, is on her own journey. You know what I mean? I gotta let her have her shine. You know what I mean? And she's paved the way for women coming up behind her and women that's in the sport right now. You know what I mean? So I want to be the best miracle that I can be. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. Jamie, before I let you go, have you got a message for your fans going forward? And have you got a message for a certain Shannon Courtenay for your rematch sometime next year?
Yeah, definitely. To all the new fans and all the fans that I've already had, thank you for supporting. Continue to support me. Continue to look out for me. I'm always gonna come out and be better and better each fight out. And follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Jamie the Miracle Mitchell. And to Shannon Courtenay, you ain't safe. You ain't safe, man. You gonna get it.
Brilliant. Jamie, thank you very much for your time. I'm looking forward to seeing you back in the ring and all the best.
Appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. God bless. Take care now.